Hello, it's me again. They're still asleep. Um, this story, oh man, if I get emotional, please bear with me. This is a major thing. Um, it's from Miraculous Relationship, and try to read it backwards if you can. That still is bugging me. I don't know how you fix that. But anyway, this is a story about my wonderful daughter, Samantha. And Dawn and I have grown children. They're all adults and on their own. And we had this crazy idea that we wanted to do foster care. And so we started the training, we were getting everything in place. And that's when we discovered Dawn's cancer. And I covered that in a previous video. But so we put everything on hold, because we just, there was just so much going on. It just was not a good time to be taking on this responsibility. So once the treatments were done and he was feeling better and things were looking good, we reopened the training and finished up. And we finished in the month of October. And we waited, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited to get placement. Now, I know there's lots and lots of kids out there that need a home, and we just didn't understand what was taking so long. We were listed with a private Christian facility, and I think that was part of it. Um, I ended up in May. No, let's see, April. In March, that's what it was, March. Um, Going to a county introduction meeting to see if our training would transfer, if all of our licensing and everything would transfer, because we really wanted to get placed with kids. And so we were going to, not work with the private agency. We were going to go straight to the county. Found out everything transferred fine. We could step right into the county, but there just was this sense of me saying, wait, 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 wait. Now, when you're signing up for foster care, you can have a lot of stipulations about ages and the sex of the children and different things like that. So, you'll know kind of what will work in your household and what doesn't. And I had my own home-based business, so one of my stipulations was they had to be school-age children, first grade on. And because I needed to be able to work while they were in school. So we're about ready to switch over to county, but like I said, something's telling me to wait. And I get a call that there are two sisters that have just been removed from their home, and would I be willing to go pick them up that Saturday morning, the next morning? One was 13 and the other was just 5, just turned 5. And this was in April. And I'm thinking, oh no, what am I going to do? Kindergarten is going to be just a few hours a day. What if this goes long term? She's not even in kindergarten yet, but I'm kind of thinking ahead a little bit. And I just, the sense, everything about it said, no, you want these kids. So I said, sure, I'll be there in the morning to pick them up. And so I picked up the girls, and, they're just adorable and scared to death, and it's awkward and uncomfortable and all these things. But, Sammy was itty bitty, just this little bitty thing. And things were going okay. We stopped at the store and got some things that they needed. And Sammy was fine. She was shy, and I'm sure she probably was freaking out a lot more than she was letting on. So Sunday morning, we went to church and everything was fine. Everybody was kind and, very sweet to the girls. And then we met my daughter for lunch so that she could meet the girls. Well, Sammy was so excited about going to Applebee's. She just thought that was the greatest thing in the world. But when we got to Applebee's and ordered lunch, she didn't eat. She didn't eat anything. And I'm thinking, okay, that's weird because she was so excited. And so we took the food home, took her home. I just kind of kept an eye on her and taking her temperature, no fever, no nothing. But she just seemed so lethargic. And, I'm thinking, okay, the world's just been ripped out from under this kid. So, it makes sense. She's just drained. And like I said, I kept taking her temperature. And later Sunday evening, or early evening, I'm just looking at her and just have this overwhelming sense that she needs to go to emergency. And my husband's like, Karen, she's not running a fever. He said, why don't you take her to the doctor's in the morning? He goes, doesn't make any sense to take her to emergency. I said, I don't know. I said, I just have this really strong sense that there's something wrong. So he goes, okay. And I took her and find out she has asthma. And they loaded her up on some breathing treatments. It seemed to help. But like I said, she just seemed lethargic. There was no fever or anything going on. And so they sent us home. I went to the store to get all the stuff that you get for asthma. And when I came back, she was sitting on Dawn's lap and her belly was popping when she was breathing. And I'm thinking, I've never seen that before. That's really weird. And so I said, she's not better. I go, we need to take her to emergency again. So he went with me this time and we went in and they jumped right on it, did chest x-rays, and both lungs were solid pneumonia. And her oxygen levels were so low that they told us that had we not brought her in, that she would not have survived the night, that she would have died during the night. And she ended up being air vac'd to Oakland Children's Hospital. She was in ICU for 7 days and a total in the hospital of 10 days. And what I see happening in this whole scenario is a series of miracles. God knew she was sick. God knew she wasn't being treated. God knew that we were a home that she would be safe and that she would get the help that she needed. That is why he left our home open. We tell the story with the girls. The oldest daughter is the one that reported abuse that got them pulled out. So our theory is that God was helping to get her strong enough to report the abuse. And he kept us open because in our home, they were the only children. Her lethargicness and her lack of appetite could easily have been written off as emotional stress. And it could have been overlooked. You know what I mean? There's a very real chance that she wouldn't have had these eyes on her so intently, And the timing of the whole thing, had her sister waited a week to report the abuse, Sammy would have been dead because she was not getting treatment in her bio home. And it all just what seemed very annoying and irritating, and we were impatient, God was laying this out, the groundwork. It turned out that our home was their last home. We fell in love with the girls. We adopted the girls. Um, our oldest adopted daughter is now living independently of us, and Samantha is in high school and doing well. The asthma finally, she outgrew the asthma. And we look at this scenario as God just stepping in and putting everything in place and prompting me to get her to the hospital. I can't even imagine ignoring that prompting and that uneasiness and that nag that something's wrong. She's got to get into the hospital, because we would have woken up Monday morning to a dead child. And I'm just so thankful that God put us all in place at just the right time. Bye-bye.